Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. So this morning we are going to discuss a great topic that is on rebirth. The caption of the topic will be very interestingly the holy process of rebirth. So this is the point of discussion right now on rebirth, on new birth. We are going to discuss from Sri Aurobindo's writings and Sri Aurobindo's explanations on the holy process of rebirth. So that is the point of discussion, that is the topic of discussion right now. So initially let me define some few lines from Savitri, then we will go for the brief discussion on this topic. Sri Aurobindo quotes very interestingly. Initially, we have already quoted birth and death are ceaseless iterations. Cause ceaseless birth and death. 2 points we know. Here is a birth, and we have taken it. When there is a birth, there must be a death. That is what Jatasya hi dhruvang mrityu. That's what we have already with this phase we are acquainted. But thing is that Sri Aurobindo quotes all that in same way, same manner. Sri Aurobindo's quotes that birth and death are ceaseless iterations. Cause again Sri Aurobindo quotes little moving little bit forward, that if when there is the process of evolution, so rebirth is a must. It must be there. Anyway, Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully, our being must move eternally through time. Our being must move eternally through time. Death helps us not. Vain is the hope to cease. We can't cease. Death helps us not, because our being moves eternally through time. A secret will compels us to endure, because we are confined only to the confines of the birth and the death. But Sri Aurobindo categorically and in a crystal clear manner, in a very brilliant way, words, Sri Aurobindo quotes, a secret will compels us to endure. Our life's purpose is in the infinity. Our life's repose is in the infinity. We can step in this stay. Our journey cannot cease in this step single birth. It can't end. Its end is life supreme. Many times we have seen like life divine, life supreme. So here we get the term life supreme. It can't end. Its end is life supreme. Death is a passage, not the goal of our work. It is a passage we can pass through, but not the goal of our work. Some ancient deep impulsion labors on. Ancient deep impulsion labors on. Our souls are dragged as with a hidden leash. We don't know, but actually the process is going. It is a continuous process. It is a ceaseless process. Thing is that we don't know, we are not aware. Our souls are dragged as with a hidden leash, carried from birth to birth, from world to world. From birth to birth, from world to world, we are carried by a hidden leash, and we are dragged forward. But which one? Our souls. But thing is, with the mind, we are unable to recognize or understand. Our acts prolong after the body's fall. This body, after the fall of the body, our acts prolong. The old perpetual journey without pause. There is no pause. It can't stop. The old perpetual journey, it is an eternal, time immobile, it is continuing, and it is here and it will continue rather. No silent peak is found where time can rest. No chance. It is a perpetual journey. It is a ceaseless journey. It has to go on and describe all time's huge curve. So this is the magic stream, and that reached no sea. This is actually as the river moves on and on and on continuously, ceaselessly, restlessly to reach and unite with its hidden lover, that is the sea. So there is no magic stream that reached this is the magic stream that reached no sea. However far he went, wherever turned, the wheel of works ran with him and outstripped. That is the great synthesis, as synthesized by the master. Always a further task was left to do. A bit of action and a cry of search forever grew in that unquiet world. A busy murmur filled the heart of time. All was contrivance and unceasing stare. Just imagine this, how the process goes on. Anyway, will from Savitri will move little bit into Sri Aurobindo's direct quotings on rebirth. Already many ways, many formats, in many forms we have described and discussed this process of rebirth. Here Sri Aurobindo quotes from the in the very initial line, the psychic being is at the time of death chooses when it will work out the next birth. Not in the beginning, not in the psychic world. At the point of death decides it this what it will work out in the next birth and determines the character and conditions of a new personality. Nothing with the mind, vital or physical, everything is getting explained. Of course, everything is decided by the psychic being at the time of death. So in the past lives, so far the life is concerned, life is for the evolutionary growth by the experience in the conditions of the ignorance till one is ready for the higher light. From the ignorance, the process of journey for the psychic being, it moves towards the point of higher light. Against Sri Aurobindo quotes about the assimilation in the psychic world, when actually Sri Aurobindo quotes, it is not the soul or psychic being that takes lesser form in the next birth. That is the oft ask the question I have already explained. Whether psychic being it has progressed a little bit because soul through the development becomes psychic being, and is it possible that that retrogression is possible? That looking back it's possible? For the demotion is possible? No, not at all. Still in the course. To take a lesser form of next birth, it is not possible. Not for the soul. The same, but some part, it is some part of the manifested being, usually some part of the vital. That's what that does it, owing to some desire, affinity, and a need of a particular experience. Three things: some desire will be there, some sexual affinity or instinct will be there, or the need of the particular experience. That's what it happens. But that happens purely upon to the ordinary man, people who are in the ordinary consciousness, but not for the people who are in the yogic path or who are very much conscious. The soul does not go back to the animal condition. Sri Aurobindo has categorically explained, does not go to the animal condition under any cost, but part of the vital personality may go to disjoin itself from the original vital being. It actually it comes to fulfill its desires. It came into the birth of the animality. It experienced, actually it gets back its animality. But thing is that, like somebody having the sexual desires or something, he instincts, so he goes to the birth of a dog. Any and further, if they are having the greed or something, then maximum of greed if it is found in them, then there is a possibility, definitely not a possibility, for this excessive greed. For the excessive greed carry part of the vital consciousness into the peak. Sexual desires in the vital level, that vital conscious goes to the control of the dog, and after getting satisfied, they will reach back to come back to the original level, and there itself the process of rebirth at that formation starts. Again, we are going for the next point of discussion, that is on psychic being and progression from life to life. Already we have discussed in many formats, but here here quotes a very interesting. It is necessary to understand clearly the difference between the evolving soul, psychic being, and the pure Atma. Both are, of course, the parts of the divine, but actually they are not the same. The Atman, the self of the spirit, the pure self is unborn, does not pass through birth and death. Self, Jivatma, then Purusha, many ways you quote, but actually it is unborn, does not pass through death and birth, and independent of the birth and death, mind, life, or the manifested nature, it is independent. But thing is that portion of the psych soul, it is spark of the divine, it has come down to take part in the process of evolution. Again, we go and understand, and of course, we decide and discuss the point of discussion on the development of the psychic from birth to birth. So we know naturally there is development, or in the course even no question of going straight into the higher worlds of manifestation, but for a few who are in the ignorance and enter into the nirvana. Nirvana is almost, it was a great thing, great word for the Buddhist, but actually for us who are pursuing the integral yoga, it is only packed with negation. Your journey is actually too long, and nirvana or moksha comes on the way. And against Sri Aurobindo quotes, the soul follows continuously the same line of sex. Some question is put, same line of course, sex means masculines, only their masculine character they will take birth as men, and the feminines they will take birth as the females. But sometimes the exception is Shikhandi, who was in the previous birth, she was actually Amba, one lady, and in the latter birth with the blessings of the Lord Shiva, so she got the birth of Shikhandi to be instrumental in the death of Lord Pitamaha Bhishma. About the new birth also we have carried out. So body dissolves immediately in the physical level, then vital, which is actually dreadful and dangerous. So if once it is overtaken, then mind goes to the mental plane, there it stays for a long time. Then after things, the psychic goes to the psychic world for rest. There is the process of assimilation starts, the experience again in the physical in the past lives. So it is assimilated, some has to be retained, some is retained, some is usually those are not in for use for the next birth, it is actually dropped. Then with it has to decide and prepare itself for the next birth and to come into the being. So again we see what survives and what does not. That's what we have already we have discussed, and we have of course discussed in many ways. Thing is that many people we know vital dissolves because it is not sufficiently prepared. The soul descending in the latter birth, it takes the new vital formation suitable for the new life. Body we know already, it dissolves fast, but thing is that body physical always dissolves, and the new life it gets a new physical formation to preserve. If this body can be preserved, then it is a preparation the physical immortality. So these are the subtle is a instrument of the physical life and disappears immediately after death. So what remains mostly degree depends upon the development in each case, how much and what about the development. Of course the centers themselves remain. Central being, psychic being, it remains, and they are subtle, there are subtle bodies, and from there actually they act on the corresponding physical centers. Already we have known the body it goes through the head world to be different layers of the consciousness. So by the death the soul goes away through the head, and still in the course. And after all, the line of consciousness, not the personality that reincarnates or takes birth. Personality confined to a single life, one life, but consciousness influences the further birth and their circumstances, and of course influences the certain points of the present life. Beings of the higher forces, when we are going to describe, they can take birth, and for that anytime they can take birth, but that they choose a new vital and physical. That is what they do, mind, physical and body. They choose a vital or mind for themselves, or they descend down into the mind, vital and physical, which is prepared under their influences. That is what the great thing. Fragments of the dead, that's what we go into. Fragments of the dead are not the inner being in the way of the physical world, but the vital seed that falls. So fragments, inner being, psychic, it is not at all affected, but vital gets of course dropped, falls away from after death. Again, there is a connectivity from life to life. This is a vital connection generally. That is what quoted by the master. The psychic is comparatively rare. Again, line of sex already we have discussed. Same line of sex. Males are born as males, and females are born as females. Then Asuric birth, something is there. Asuric, Sri Aurobindo quotes Asuric term. It can Asurisu. It is not the animal. Sri Aurobindo has quoted from Gita that Gita precisely terms and the mint animal. It would be, they said animal, not the asura. But thing is that it is that the divinity For the lack of divinity, it is not God who made man wicked. It is man who made himself wicked by turning away from the God. That is what the criteria, that is what the point what we really find in our point of discussion. But thing is that Asurik, they go down and down and down to the bottom till until it is getting the touch of the divine. So many times we have seen the Jaya Vijaya, they were cursed and they took birth like Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Then Sri Ram came, and the purpose of his incarnation was to rescue them from their Asuric birth, to elevate them to the one divinity's heights. So again, we are going remembering past lives. Here in the course, it is having no love. It is a mental experience, but not nothing with intuition. So past lives, it is not an experience. It is a mental formation trying to give a name or form something that is true, but actually it mistaken with this the truth, which actually it is not useful for the present life. So we have to go back to the intuition to gain experience through the psychic being. So this is not, it is usually it we are mistaken. It is not the ego but the inner being that remembers the past life. So the inner being must be taken care of, and her intuitive levels and intuitive words must be heard, not the ego. The inner being as a rule perfectly detached about them. And Sri Aurobindo course not usually Sri Aurobindo discourage to go into the past lives. Speculation, steer in the course here. Like there is a rebirth, but to establish one such or one reborn, a deeper experience is necessary. Deeper experience through the psychic being and intuition is necessary, not mere the mental intuition that may easily bring the error for you. Against your in the course, past life experience is unimportant for us. Steer in the course, life experiences, names, events, and physical details are remembered only under exceptional circumstances and very minor importance. So don't pay much more importance to these things as a whole. And the traditional Indian ideas about the rebirth here in the course very interestingly. General divine will in the universe is for the progressive manifestation of the universe. Everything is done through the divine. So divine is all, his divine will is all. But that must be a general will. That must be a general will amidst the withdrawal of the individual souls who are not ready to persevere in the world. So this is the process of rebirth in short, of course, we have taken. The process of rebirth, everything is decided at the time of death by the psychic being. So it has to plan, it has to carry out, not necessary that immediately I will die and take the new birth. Everything is decided as per the soul's choice and depends upon its experience. So it may take also centuries, there is no problem in it, but thing is that rebirth is a must, because the soul is coming for experience and for progress and for development. So this is the rebirth is it is a continuous process that is necessary. There is no doubt of it. Vande Mataram.